Welcome back to Colorado Sports Connection. We're coming to you from Big Bill's New York Pizza, and we're talking with Marcia Neville. Now, Marcia, you're talking about the Women's Bean Project. Now, tell us a little bit how all this ties into fundraising, and especially with the sports as well.
Well, you know from my sports days, not only did I cover high school sports, I covered sports women. So there was always the connection with girls and women in sports. So to be at a nonprofit that serves low-income women really spoke to me. So there was that connection to begin with. But here's the cool thing. Your high school sports team, your student council, any number of organizations in the high schools looking for products to sell. Those nasty old candy bars, that wrapping paper no one ever needs. Well, hello, you can sell Women's Bean Project products door to door or online, and your organization, your team, receives 35% of all the sales you make.
Okay.
And the best thing is, Marcia, the former TV sports reporter for high schools, is the connection. You contact me, we set it up, you sell the products and receive 35% of everything you sell. And it's, of course, it's not just sports teams, it's not just high schools, it's your youth league baseball, it is your mother's church choir trying to make a trip to, say, Romania. Anybody who needs to raise money is free to sell Women's Bean Project. And what a great way to help your own organization and to help your community and make a difference at the same time. And the kids who go out to sell this get this connection with the gals and with the project, and there's that layer of community service that goes into it.
You know, just listening and hearing you talk about the Women's Bean Project, and I hear the passion you have for it and the work you put into it, now I know why you were so outstanding and so great to watch during your years on television. So I have this question for you. Once you knew your career was over, okay, that you would not be covering high school sports, how did you handle that transition, and what was going through your mind?
Yeah, I always knew that I had, from the very beginning, the best job in the state. I never took it for granted. I wanted to go to work every day. I wanted to meet more kids every single day. And I always knew it was very special to have that kind of career and that kind of job. And I always said, it's going to end someday. It'll probably be unexpected, and it was. And I'm going to cry my eyes out, which I did. And then I'm going to pick myself back up and I'm going to start all over again. You don't watch athletes all those years and not learn something. You know, when they get knocked down, when they lose a game, they stand back up and get started again. And I had to do the same thing.
And that's a great point, because, and I don't think a lot of people realize this, is that the athletes, when they retire, those first 2 years after retirement are very tough on them, because that's all they know. And that's what they love, and it's like somebody took that away from them. And it's hard, I think, to come up and when somebody tells you you're no longer needed nor wanted, and your time has come.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you look at it and you say, okay, you know, I've done this, and frankly, I did it pretty well. I've got a stack of Emmy Awards at home, and you know, got all those kind of acclaims, so to speak. But when that's all you know, you kind of look back and go, okay, what's next? You know, how can you take a stack of talents that went into producing television programs and transition them into what? And my job is actually sales. And I got a job from someone who took a chance on me. I don't have traditional sales experience. I came in with some ideas of maybe what would work, but I needed someone, I needed a CEO like the one I have at Women's Bean Project, who would say, okay, maybe she has something she can offer, and it's been a great ride. But getting past, you're right, getting past that first disappointment, discouragement, what's next, is really something you have to dig deep and kind of get to know yourself again.
Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about how you became Colorado's first female sportscaster. When we come back, we'll continue our talk with Marcia Neville right here on Colorado Sports Connection.